Are y'all ready to get this started?
Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Sit your ass down and get ready for the next episode of the Urban Green Room. The Urban Green Room. With your host, my girl AA and that dude D. Lewis.
Hey everyone, it's your girl AA.
What's up, world? It's your man D. Lewis.
And welcome to another episode of the Urban Green Room podcast. As you can see, it is ladies night. And before we get into our topic, one thing I did want to mention, yay, because the start of justice has been served. So, yeah, he who shall be nameless is going to be sentenced in the next couple days in regards to our brother, Mr. Floyd. And I just want to, again, give my condolences out to his family, let them know that we're praying for him. And also with the recent tragedies that have happened in the days and weeks following that conviction, the struggle is not over. The fight is not done. This does not mean the end of racism, as you all can see from the latest news and news outlets, that we have to continue the fight. So do not let up. Do not think that this is the end all be all with this sentencing that's coming down. We still have to continue the fight because Black lives do matter. So now that we got the seriousness out of the way, I like to welcome my guest to tonight's conversation. First and foremost, I'm so happy to have this lady rejoining the conversation. If you remember, during season 1, we had her in the green room on a really great conversation about loving a BBW. So my girl, Katrice, is back. So thank you, Katrice, for joining us again tonight. How are you?
For having me.
I'm so excited because and watch the webpage, urbangreenroom.net, because I'll be posting information on Katrice's new business venture. So yay for entrepreneurship, but she's doing the damn thing and I'm proud of her. And if you don't get some candles and other stuff, then you missing out. You missing out. Support Black owned business.
No slits.
And then, like, I get to welcome Dee's niece to the conversation. I'm so excited, which means she's my niece too, right? Yay. So, all grown up and looking pretty. So I gotta welcome Canada to the conversation. Welcome.
Yay, thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yay,
hey,
we're
lady.
So excited because that means we can have grown-up conversation.
Yes.
And then, okay, so every day, my sister says good morning. And every day I feel blessed to see her post on social media, because not only does she give me like warm and fuzzies because of her fashion sense, but also because the genuine love that she shows and support that she gives to other Black women. So my girl, Nikki, is here, and you gonna get to know Nikki. Something tell me this won't be her last time on the Urban Green Room podcast, but the love that she gives is so genuine, and I love a girl that's all about fashion. So my girl, Nikki, is in the house.
How you doing?
Hey, sis. Okay, but last but not least, okay, this truly is my twin. So other than the hairstyle, we sort of do look alike, and we're not even sisters. So I have one of my favorite twin sister cousins joining the podcast conversation. And she's an avid watcher. And I'm like, why don't you join me for a conversation? It's well overdue. And unfortunately, we're not talking about sex tonight, but she'll be back too for that conversation. So welcome, Ashanti, to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome. So, ladies, let's get into the conversation because social media, reality TV, and almost anywhere you look, they're going to tell us that Black women don't get along. We can't form friendships. We don't trust each other. All we do is argue and fight. And we don't have to go far to look at that. I watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But the fuckery is real. And my issue that I'm having is that I do believe in the sisterhood, which is why we're all here, because I consider you my sisters, whether it's by blood or it's made, you're part of my group, my support. And I wanted to talk about this because I know, Nikki, you've had some issues. I know, Canada, you've had issues. Ashanti and Katrice, I know it's out there. I know that you have had issues with other women. And my question is, why can't we adjust each other's crowns without it being an issue? Like, what happened to trusting our sister to the right and the left of us that we just out here totally disrespecting each other?
I think they used to the norm. That's like the norm, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? Back, when we were younger, when I was a little girl with my mom and dad, none of that wasn't tolerated. But now, this is the fuckery. This is the fuckery we live in right now. You know, there ain't no getting around it. The disrespect, the loudness, you know what I'm saying? That's all cool. That's cool now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's portrayed on TV. That's what's programmed in our kids' minds right now. You know what I'm saying? Every day on the TV and watching videos and everything, it's the fuckery. And what you do, you portray what you see. So if you portraying what you're seeing, then I can't Basically, I can't let the next bitch tell me something. So that's how that is. I can't let that's how our young women think right now. I can't let the next bitch tell me something. I already know. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that attitude. I already know. I know how to do this. I find out myself. You can't tell nobody. You can't tell these girls nothing now. They fast.
So, but aside from, I guess, what we see projected out there about Black women, we know different. Like, I know different. And I refuse to believe that I'm the only person that, like, is still hopeful that we can come together and regroup and support each other as sisters. Like, I refuse to believe that the younger generation, and it's not just the younger generation. Shit, I'm pushing 50. And I know for a fact there's some 50-year-olds who need some adjustments. Yeah. So where did we go wrong?
And everything.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I have no problem adjusting my sister's crown. You'll see me all day promoting other women.
Yep.
They're beautiful. You know what I mean? Even in the streets when I'm passing somebody, like, okay, of course it's cold each other's faces, but you know, oh, you got a nice on. Oh, I like style. We have gotten so far away from I want to say it's almost as if a lot of people lack self-confidence as well. You know what? I feel like we need to just continue to uplift each other as much as we can possible. Make it normal. Let's normalize it. Because right now we done strayed away from it. You know, with everything else going on in the world, now they want to have Black women fighting each other. I love my Black sisters, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm not ashamed to uplift the next person.
Me neither.
What a compliment gonna do for somebody in that day. You don't know what they're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
That one compliment can be everything.
Right.
Everything for them.
Older people too. It's people my age. It's people that's old and stuck in their ways. It's disgusting, to be honest with you.
And I agree with you, Katrice. I'm the type of female that I've always wanted to surround myself with women who I could feed off of and learn from. Like, so whatever I don't know, if you know how to do something, I want to know, but I'm gonna also gift you something. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just gonna take it. This is a two-way street. I believe all relationships, there's some give and take, and you need an opportunity to be able to learn and grow in. What I've experienced in the last couple months, is just complete chaos. And you know, what I realize is that my circle isn't as big as I thought it was. And sometimes the individuals that I've been bringing in to my sisterhood really don't belong there because they're not mature enough to understand what sisterhood actually means. And what I mean by that is, by all means, adjust me. If I'm out of pocket, you better get me straight. Don't have me out here looking like boo-boo the fool. If I do something wrong, if I take a misstep, pull me back and get me aligned. And I will appreciate it and love you more. Why can't we do that for other women? That's the part that I'm missing. Like if your crown is about to fall and I adjust it and you slap my hand and back up like we about to fight, and I'm sitting here in love, I'm like, bitch, is you crazy?
Right.
And that's not where it should go. That should be my first reaction. You know, and I'm like, sis, you know, you way out of pocket, you out of line, let's adjust. Let me help you reason. Let me talk some sensibility into you. Let me hear your emotions and let me guide you. Shit, let me put hands on you and pray. Let's do something. But what we not gonna do, like you ain't gonna pick up arms against me, because before that happens, I'm gonna let you go. I love you that much to let you go and do that shit over there. That's the part where I'm just like, where the fuck did we go wrong? Why are we so unaccepting of each other? I am not a threat to you. I am your sister.
Right. It could be the way.
So go ahead.
It could be the way we, you know, I've learned myself. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's really not what you say. It's how you're saying it. So a lot of times, I guess it's almost like, I'm not saying you got to dumb down to somebody else's level, but you kind of want to talk to them on a level that they understand and they feel comfortable enough to accept.
Meet them where they're at.
A lot of times, like older women, you know what I'm saying? Like I just turned 40 in February. So older women, older than me, like much older women, have a way of saying, and they don't mean any harm. But even though I know they don't mean any harm, the deliverance is whack. And It sounds being demanding or just telling me about myself in a way that isn't acceptable. When you can have a good, wholesome conversation with somebody and the energy still will be reciprocated. Like I can understand. You know what I'm saying? It really is about our approach and how we say things, because I watch girls all day bicker back and forth. And maybe the girl, what she's saying is right. It's true.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? If it looked like a duck, act like a duck, it is one. But it's the way she said it. So now it causes arguments amongst each other. So that's where our division is coming in, because we don't know how to talk to each other either. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Y'all know sisters, we get sassy. Our mouth. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if we talking, like it's a younger person and I want to sit down and teach this young woman that it's not okay for her to behave a certain way because she's a young mom, I need to communicate with her on a level that she can understand versus me sounding like I hate her life or be a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Ashanti, you were going to say, oh, go ahead, Canada.
It's exactly what Nikki said. Like, you cannot tell someone else something. And what Katrice said is exactly right. You have to be able to know who you're talking to and how to talk to them. You can't say, you know what, your eyelashes is way too long. You have to say, you know, that doesn't look like right for a professional environment. You need to tone it down so it could be more acceptable. There's just ways on delivering things. And I think one of the things about relationships with women is that we always think, hey, she must want something I have, when that's not even the reality. She's really saying it to uplift you so you can be better. But we always think that they're going to take because we've dealt with other things that take. So we think women are going to do the same thing. And that isn't the reality all the time.
Good point. Canada, what were you going to say?
For me, it was kind of more so of, in general, not just women, people just don't like to reflect on themselves and just really think, what is it that I'm doing or not doing? So it's not just about what somebody's saying and how they're saying it. Some people just don't want to be self-checked. It doesn't matter what they're saying, or they could be the nicest person, and some people could take it, a nice person, and just make it as if they said something crazy to you, all because they don't want to check themselves. I'm like, I've always felt like I had a issue with women, and I've never understood why. The way that my family kind of raised me, they were always kind of like really into business, and kind of like, you don't have any friends, we are your friends. And I was always like, I wonder why they said that. And at the time I was single digit, 8, 9 years old when they were telling me that. I'm like, how you just gonna, tell me I can't, I shouldn't talk to people because of A, B, and C. And so as I grew up, I kind of branched out to that. And you could just be the nicest person and people just suck. Sometimes people really just suck. You could say something not offensive and ask a question, and people just, it's something within themselves for a lot of people. And bitter people, bitter women, raising children, they become the same exact way. And it's almost like a generational thing.
That's a really good point, Canada. So let me ask you this. Do we think that, because I grew up where my grandmother looked like my grandmother, right? Like, she was old.
Yeah, right.
She was old. She snapped peas on the porch. And like, I don't know, she cooked with fat back. What I'm saying is, when I think about women right now, D about to have a heart attack.
Oh, that fat back, boy.
We're not talking about you.
Granny. Shout out to Granny, y'all.
Listen, so when we have like matriarchs in the family who instill these behaviors in us, now that grandma is looking more like hot mama instead of grandma, are we missing that? I guess that the training, the behaviors, the instilling of what women are supposed to be and act like and treat each other. Because I feel like the younger grandma gets, no disrespect to young grandmothers, because I'm a young grandmother too. What I'm simply saying is, with the change in our culture, we don't have that constant looking over, that constant adjusting at home. So when we are out in the world and we receive that constructive criticism, we can align and adjust the same way that grandma would say, girl, close your legs. And I sit there and I tighten up and close my legs. I'm in church. They ain't supposed to be open. What I'm simply saying is that same message, no matter how sweet it is, seems to fall on deaf ears right now. Do we think that because the change in culture of the matriarch in the Black community, does that play a part on why we're not as receptive to the message from each other?
I think social media more than anything. I think that people don't value family as much as they used to, because there are no longer family gatherings. And so therefore, a lot of people don't even know who their people are.
Right.
So therefore, who's going to guide me when I don't know who these people are? And then you have social media at your fingertips. So it's easier to watch Real Housewives than watch Grandma Jones.
Gotcha.
And no disrespect to the housewives because I love them, but you know, but they ratchet, like they are.
I need my Sunday ratchet.
Right.
But I guess the whole reason for me wanting to have this conversation is to understand from you ladies, like, where are you at with the people that you surround yourself with? Because it's getting hard out here. It's like, I want to open up. I really want a group of 40 solid women. Don't have to be related, but solid women that I could say, here, I just learned this. This is my gift to you today, because Katrice, it will help you with your business. Nikki, right. Here's the fashion, latest thing in fashion. Like, I want to be able to give without you feeling like I want something from you, or that there's strings attached, or I'm trying to set you up for failure, because that's not the case. And I just feel like that group of 40 I want is a group of 3. You know what I mean? At times, I keep switching in and out. So, what the fuck is going on, ladies?
We live in it.
I'm living in old times. My hope is too high.
Okay. How old that is.
Because see, okay, we've all seen Waiting to Exhale, right?
Mm-hmm.
All seen Waiting to Exhale.
Many times.
That part when they came together for Angela Bassett's character, and they surrounded her with love. That would never happen today.
One of them bitches would have been fucking that nigga.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And knew about it. And anyone would have known about it and not said anything.
And just smiling right in your face.
Yep. I always say I would love to be around like-minded individuals, women like me, just empowerment, but it's just so hard.
Yeah, it definitely is, because somebody always trying to get over. Or trying to do some backstabbing stuff. You just can't even trust, you know what I'm saying, most folks today, because somebody got some kind of agenda.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to side-eye everybody unless you didn't know them already.
Crazy.
Oh, we live in. See, that's just that hurts my heart. What were you gonna say, D?
I've been listening to all you ladies, and all y'all made some really, really solid points that I agree with. As a man, I don't know the intricacies women go through their relationship with each other. But I do know, I do see and evaluate the way that Black folks all together interact with each other, our relationships with each other. And we're all fighting that. I mean, that's not just the women in our community that feel that way. Men, we also have the same trust issues, and can't nobody tell me shit and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't just want to single out the women. I think this is a Black community thing, and I mostly fall back on, if it's a whole community, then we're all kind of facing, the same trauma. We all face the same sorts of trauma growing up that shapes us, that shapes our personality to who we eventually become. So if you take a look at the last 30 years or so, I mean, we have all been programmed to think that we are out to hurt each other. I've got to get mine, and ain't nobody gonna stand in my way. Regardless of who I got to do whatever to, you know what I mean? And like, I'm just looking at how I grew up and where I grew up. Like, it was, you don't trust nobody. You don't trust nobody. You really ain't got no crew of niggas that you can really fall back on. You might have one or two. You
But
know what I'm
that's
saying?
street. That's very street. That's coming from.
What I'm saying is it's not just street. This is our environment. This is our culture. So it's not just street niggas out there dealing with shit like that. You think women haven't dealt with things like that? Okay.
No,
So
I'm not saying
in our
that.
communities,
what I'm saying is that, because that is a very valid point. What I'm saying is, when you said that, that's street mentality. To me, that's prison talk. That's that borderline. It is. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna shank this nigga before he shank me. I'm gonna get mine before you get yours. I'm out for self. That to me, when you said that, was the culture of the streets. Had nothing to do with women. So when I think, if that's our mentality, because right now I think some women are harder than a lot of men that I see. So we've adapted to your street culture, so to speak, so that now we're unable, unwilling, and unskilled in relationships, is because that's what I'm hearing. And I refuse to believe that, because I'm sitting among sisters right now who, it sounds like we all want the same thing. No disrespect to you, D, because you a man and I hear the struggle and it's Black people, blah, blah, blah. What I'm simply saying is, if I'm talking about my girls right now, if we in this podcast and I don't hear from you for another month, trust and believe that didn't mean I wasn't thinking about you. Trust and believe I've noticed on social media and at least like 3 or 4 of your pictures, made a comment, shared a funny, did some shit. But when we do get back together and have a conversation, we should be able to pick up where we left off and still feel like we're connected.
Absolutely.
I would hope that anybody that I've opened my heart and my group to would feel comfortable enough coming to me and saying something that I need to fix about myself, or in confidence coming to me and sharing something with me and knowing that it won't go anywhere. Which brings me to another point. Why don't we keep each other's secrets anymore? Why are we not holding that in, but using it as a weapon to get over on each other? That's a whole nother piece of hot shit that we're feeding to each other. Like, trust me, sis. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make a post on social media about your dumb ass, or I'm gonna go back and share it with the rest of the group, because I can't believe you was that gullible or stupid to fall for this dude. Whatever the secret was, we're no longer holding that in confidence or allowing ourselves to be vulnerable enough to protect each other.
Well, I ain't gonna say nothing. So
Because I feel like this now. Maybe I'm a victim of what you're talking about, but I don't trust nobody. I don't trust my own damn mama. I do not trust anybody just from past experiences, which is why I was saying it's not just with each other, but at home. Because sometimes your mama could be the first person to do the most effed up stuff to you, or your grandma or something like that. And I just don't trust anybody. I feel like everybody has somebody that they gonna talk to about your issues, unless they just are a forgetful person and they just really happen to forget. But overall, people, I feel like since the beginning of time, people have just been snakes. Naturally, if your husband is there, he gonna hear. If your sister is there, oh, did you hear what that girl just said? They might not know them personally, but it's always somebody. If I ever really had to do some shit, I'm not calling on nobody but myself. If I really have to do some shit, that's what I'm gonna do. It's just gonna be me. I'm not trusting nobody. Everybody talk too much.
Right. Absolutely.
Been there, done that, y'all.
Right.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Because with somebody that I trusted with just some, you know what? It was just some information of some things that I did when I was younger. And as soon as this person didn't get her way or wanted me something that I just, maybe I didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was that type of bitch in the world. All my business is plastered. You know how that made me feel? Like, girl, that's old Katrice anyway. I don't really, care. But the fact that I can sit down and I think I can trust you with this information. And now the first time you get pissed off with me, you want to run your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a good look. I try my hardest when people tell me something that is in confidence that I won't tell nobody else, because if you trust in me with this information, it's going to the grave with me. It's things that I've had friends that we are no longer friends anymore. For whatever reason, I still hold their secrets never told. You know what I'm saying? Like family members that I know I never told. So I don't know what's going on with people. And you know what I'm saying? It's in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't get my way, or I'm gonna make her look bad because she's going through it. At one point, just like when they always talking about relationship business, and the next girl want to talk about her friend because she had went back to a nigga wasn't no good and she's going back to him. Everybody didn't look stupid before. Like, come on, stop trying to paint this ugly picture of this girl like you ain't never been in her shoes. You know, perfect. So I just don't understand it. It's sick. It's real sick. But I'm Canada. I ain't trusting a motherfucking soul ever again.
When she said that, I felt that right here.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you also have like friend groups. Like, let's say it's 4 women. You have one person that you know for sure. Any relationship advice, I can come and talk to you. If I'm having any personal crises, I can come and talk to you. And I can talk to you about something else. I mean, it's no longer like, oh, well, we all girls, so this is what's going on. Because, you can't tell A about relationships because she's going to be jealous. So that's the kind of things we have going on, too.
That is a good point. So even within the circle, like having to identify who's best to be in knowledge about whatever. And I get that. I get that. Because I hear horror stories about girlfriends, So I'll share with you ladies and the rest of the world. Like, I will never show anyone my bedroom, right? This is my thing. I don't show my bedroom to people. Like, I don't want my kids in there, let alone another female. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like that's my private space with my man. Like, that's always been my case. Like, I don't want you to know where the magic happened, right? Because if I start to tell you something, right? No, seriously, if I start to tell you why turn it off, Marvin Gaye. Listen, if I start to tell you something and you can envision, because you've been in my bedroom. Right. So if I said he had the legs up over my head and he was banging my back out, whatever the case was, I'm giving you all the nasty details. And now you can envision it. You can also envision yourself there, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't give those opportunities to individuals because I've been hurt like that before with a group of girlfriends growing up in the 20s. And you give too much detail. Like I invite you in, you done seen the scene, laid across the comforter and made yourself comfortable enough that you thought you could take my place. I know that happens, so I can't share everything with everyone. Like I in fact, when it comes to talking about sex, that's a conversation when we talk about details, I don't have with anybody. Like, I don't feel like anybody needs to know that. Because first of all, you don't pay no bills and you ain't gonna dick me down. So ain't no need for me to have that discussion with you.
You don't need to know.
Yeah. But if you want to talk generics, like
you ain't the party, so you don't need to know.
Yeah, you don't need to know. But if you want generics, we can have a girl conversation on sex and what to do with the roles. Like, we talk about that all day long. But what we not going to do is talk about the intimate details. That's the part where I can't trust women with that information. So I hear you. I hear, having to be selective with who you give information with. So, but even with that situation, when that gentleman and that lady, did what they did with that information that I gave, I still choose, and call me dumb, and you guys can realign me with this one, but I still choose to be open about trusting individuals. I trust you until you do something that makes me go, because I refuse to carry the hurt and the baggage from past relationships. I've learned from them. Like I said, I don't give details. You can't come in my bedroom. Like, I've learned. So I'm not blind by the past. What I do is I choose to I choose to willingly trust everyone until you give me a reason not to. And is that wrong of me? Is that naive of me?
No.
I can't tell you how to feel. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can't tell me how to feel. It's got to be respected. That's the thing.
Right.
It should be a mutual respect of friends. So if you offering information, however it is, if it's big or little, to be respected. You know what I mean?
If I could go back in time, I swear I'd do it all differently. I love you, Tracy.
From the author that brought you the groundbreaking series, The 716, author A.A. Lewis is back with The Last Letter.
Gotcha. Because sometimes I just feel like I'm out in this world just trusting every motherfucker that I come across. and I say this for everybody because we all from Buffalo. We all from Buffalo, New York. So shout out to the 716. I'm not dumb in my street savvy. What I'm saying is, if I invite you in, I'm trusting you at that moment. So if I call you my sister, I'm trusting you to act like my sister until you do something that's not worthy of that title.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's not like you're just trusting right away. I mean, there's baby steps to it. I tell you one thing and then see what happened. And then if that backfired.
Because see, to me, the title sister is way more than me saying you're my cousin, you're my niece, you're my friend. Like, that's an intimate title to me because that means I've had conversations with you. I love the way you move. I love your sass. I love your go-getter attitude. I love how you do you, and I can respect that. You my sis. That's when I say that word, and I don't use it loosely. When I say that word, know that it's coming from my heart because that's how I feel about you. Like, I know, Katrice, I think I said it on your post. I was like, sis, I'm so proud of you. And I meant that shit because I was like, I want to support. I'm here for all of it. You tell me what I need to do. That's all that's just me. But I think sometimes that can also be perceived as a sign of weakness among women, is that type of vulnerability. And me saying it, I know that somebody's going to watch this podcast and be like, that's a dumb bitch. You continue to think that way. What I said was, I'm trusting, once I give you that title and invite you in, I'm choosing to trust you. And I think that's the part that most people will never understand, is that that's my choice. Until I see something or you move differently, I'm willingly going to, to do that for you. Or else, why the fuck are you here? Why am I talking to you? Because I could have kept you out in left field.
You don't want to keep people around you that you can't trust. I'm not sitting amongst a bunch of people that I can't trust. I'm sorry. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I've invited to different things, and I'm not going around if I feel like I can't trust anybody that's in the room. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you say sis, I feel it. You know what I mean? It's not something that I'm just like, oh, hey sis, like it's just loose. You know what I mean? A loose term. I feel it every time you say it. You know what I mean? I feel that bond. But we need to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? And same thing, if I call you my sister, I mean it. I mean, I would give you the shirt off my back if you need to. I'm here to pray with you, laugh with you, cry with you, burn some shit up with you if you need me to. Yeah. But
say it.
For real.
You better say that.
No, for real. I'm a writer for mine. For real.
I had a flashback of somebody tire getting slashed when she said that.
A flashback of representing somebody tags.
Oh dear, that's another podcast. I'm a professional.
Right.
Got you.
Oh my God.
So you mentioned, so how do we get back to that? Is there a space in today's world where we can get back to being and creating a greater sisterhood? Are we not ready?
No, they ain't gonna never be ready.
They not. They really not. But
it's too much stuff that, you know what I'm saying? Like I had said, you know what I'm saying, first. It's too much stuff that's getting programmed in these kids' mind. It ain't gonna never be back to no unity. It's always gonna be everybody on a defense with one another, everybody trying to do better than the next person, and you know what I'm saying? And let me see what I can get from them, and let me see how I can scam that. And
right. But we can do our part. You know what I mean? We can't change the entire world. We can't change how people think. But the one to us, gravitate towards them. You know what I'm saying? Pull them in. You know what I'm saying? Having a rough day, like randomly find something. So where I'm down, where people can tell when I'm not feeling myself. But always cracking a joke, making a joke. Being serious, that's like very few. But we should just, for me, I feel like we just got.
So if we're not ready, and I hear you, Katrice, pull them back in, try adjusting some crowns and see what happens. But every time I look around, like every time there's a story about a Black woman, and it's not a positive story, the first people to diss her are Black women. And then, of course, the Black men, and that's a whole nother podcast and literally a continuous conversation about how we choose to defend each other. And I, sad to say, I agree. I just don't feel like we're ready. Like, I don't even think we see each other. And that's the sad part. Like you said earlier, we can't even compliment each other without it being taken the right way. Like, how the hell am I supposed to save you or stop talking bad about you if I can't even talk positive or send you a positive message your way without it being received the wrong way? Like, and that's the part that breaks my heart, because I'm starting to see it so much more. And I'm just like, shit, am I ever gonna have a group of 40 women that like I can love and support and lean on?
You could probably get 10.
Lower that number.
You gotta start somewhere.
You set your goals too high.
They're gonna be riders. 10 of them though. It's only gonna be 10 though. About a good 10.
20
on a good day.
20 on a good day. That's that outer circle. That's that outer circle.
Yeah, because if those 10 have an extra person.
Right. Somebody that's loyal.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you just got to adjust your goals. little high
But I
right
think
now.
mainly it might start with the conversation. Like, listen, I'm not here for this, and this. I'm just here to support you, for you to be my sister. And I think a lot of people need to hear that because there are trust issues. So you need to hear what my goal. Let me tell you what my agenda is right up front.
Right.
Just like you have the agenda for every meeting that you go to. Here's the agenda. Girl, I'm gonna tell you when you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you when you're right. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna be here for you, but don't call me after 9, okay? Unless it's an emergency.
Right, because I got shit to do, and I want to go to sleep.
Baby be tired. Ain't nobody got time for that. But if it's an emergency, if you call me, then text me. I'll see it, and I will call you back. But just letting people know, hey, this is what it is. This is what I'm here for.
That's a good point. Because we have agendas for everything else. So now I'm going to try that, Ashanti, because I don't want to miss an opportunity to have someone bless me in my life or me to be able to bless them. I just how do I get there? I don't know, but the agenda is a good idea. Listen, this is what I'm about. Can you get down with that? If
Right,
not, keep stepping. What are you about? And I guess that's the other part. Because if I'm gonna start the agenda, I also need to know what are you about. So tell me what are you about? Because if those behaviors don't match, then ain't no sense in me even starting the conversation.
Right.
Yep. Shouldn't be in front of you.
Ain't no conversation.
Right.
So y'all talking about y'all gotta exchange friend resumes?
It's an interview. It's an interview.
I'm like, God damn.
We interviewing for friends now.
This is sounding exhausting and shit. I got to put my good clothes on. I got to wear my good suit. I mean,
well, you can wear your boo. It's cool.
Looking crazy. I don't be coming looking crazy.
Oh, don't have that bonnet on?
Listen, you know what? We can get
Canada, you muted. Unmute yourself, Canada.
Okay? Because listen, a whole lot of females think that this bonnet is the absolute shit to wear outside, okay? Me, personally, I don't give a damn about that goddamn bonnet. Do your goddamn hair and stop being fucking lazy, okay? That's all you got to do. Throw that shit up in a ponytail. Okay, you ain't got no edges. Grab a scarf, bow, put that on. Do something with your motherfucking hair. Stop wearing this goddamn... That's not a fucking...
It's not a hat.
I started something.
They got it going with their outfits, too. Like,
they got different colors with this shit?
Oh, yeah. You've only seen the black one. You've only seen the black one.
Mickey Mouse, what you want?
I could get one with Louis Vuitton symbols on it. Listen, the bonnet is big business.
The bonnet is big business.
No, man.
Why we gotta be outside with that?
But the minute you go to correct somebody, and this is the thing, the minute you go to correct somebody, even if you my girl, and I be like, so you gonna leave out the house with that bonnet on? Girl, I'm just going to the damn store. Ain't nobody gonna see you. I'ma see you. Shit, you gonna see you in the reflection of the door. Is that what you want to look at? Like, even that causes an attitude or a rift in the sisterhood. Listen, I'm trying to adjust you. You just told me you out here looking for Mr. Right.
You never know.
You ain't gonna find him with that bonnet. If this is your one time to make that impression, sis, he missing you or she missing you. It don't matter. She ain't gonna see you. She ain't gonna see, he ain't gonna see what he like. She ain't gonna see what he like. You gonna get passed the fuck by. Take that bonnet off. I could not say that to someone right now.
Oh, I can. I don't give a damn what you say anyways. You already know how my attitude is. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Yo, what I said is what I said. And if I come up to you and I'll be like, oh, you need to take that off. That's what the fuck I meant. I really meant, oh, you need to take that off. Right. Like, I don't care what you say or how you feel about it, because that's how the fuck I felt. Oh, you need to take that off.
But Nikki, I'm right there with you. Nikki, I'm right there with you. My point is, I don't want to waste my fucking words.
Oh, I got you.
Listen, when I say it, I meant what I said.
Right.
I ain't taking that back.
Right.
Fix yourself, sis.
Right, you need to fix yourself because I don't want you coming outside looking real homely and you can't roll with me. Well, you already see how I get down every day. Like I just can't.
And if
it's really exhausting, you know what I'm saying, to be to try to put yourself together every day. You know what I'm saying? For me, anyways, like it's really exhausting for me. But I love clothes and purses and shoes and outfits so fucking much that I'm gonna take the time to, because this is what I do. That's what I do every day. So you can't go nowhere with me. That's basically what I'm saying. If you ain't at least, you know what I'm saying, put together a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta be like me, because I'm gonna come clean every time that I leave up out the door. Like, it's inevitable that I'm gonna be matching from head to toe. Okay, and it ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying, no real dressy shit, but everything that the fuck that I put on gonna be matching from head to fucking toe.
Y'all, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. Her mask, the whole COVID, her mask has matched her outfits.
At least decent when you walk out the house with me. You gotta be decent. You can't.
Now we getting somewhere. See, I done started some shit.
Tore up motherfucking t-shirt. I'm gonna need you to put on a decent t-shirt, not one that's the neck all stretched. No, I'm gonna need you to put on a decent t-shirt and some nice jeans and some okay shoes, and we can roll out. Otherwise, you gotta stay home. You gotta stay home.
That's a fact.
I don't mind telling you that at all. And I'm not bougie or nothing like that. I'm really not. I'm not bougie or not like that. You just can't roll with me like that. You just cannot.
Nikki, I agree. I've sent people back. I'll sit down. Okay, I'll wait till you get ready then.
Right.
Because you're not rolling. You're not getting in my car like that. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
Because now they're going to think you a client messing with me. And I'm going to treat you like such. I'm going to pretend like I'm at work.
I'm taking you to your next appointment.
Right. Come on, Miss Jackson.
That's exactly what is going to happen. No, not with me.
So back to the bonnet real quick. On the hair, I just feel like it's so many options out there. So
I done seen them.
You don't want to do your hair?
I done seen them. I know there's options. Well, wait a minute. I ain't said shit. I ain't been able to say nothing.
Well, go ahead. Because I just showed you an option today.
I'm itching. Say some shit.
Go ahead.
It's mad options out there. Like, they got so much shit out there. It is ridiculous for women. Like, there is no fucking excuse for you not to be able to do something with your motherfucking top. I seen some shit, they got tattoo shit where you can tattoo a goddamn edge on your head. Not a real tattoo, but some shit, you know, the little fake tattoos as a kid you used to try to get.
I did.
I just seen that shit.
Yes, I seen it.
Bitch, that looked like it take 3 minutes.
Not even that.
To put on. There is no fucking excuse. I done seen some videos now. And fellas, this is for y'all too. Be careful out there. God damn, be careful. Okay? I'm going to put y'all up on some shit.
What you're not going to do is hijack because you passionate about people doing their hair.
Yeah,
what we not going to do is turn this into a why women need to get dressed for men episode. That we're not going to do. So you're not
What are you talking about?
You're not going to put the men up on nothing today.
What are you talking about?
I'm just letting you know.
You know what? You got a whole lot of sass coming from that side of the table.
Um,
No, hold on, y'all. I got to set some shit straight.
Okay.
You got a whole lot of sass coming from over there tonight. But listen, I ain't scared of you or your women folk.
You ain't got to be. You ain't got to be.
I just want you to be clear.
Listen.
I just want you to be clear.
Don't make me get sister girl attitude in front of my girls because you know they coming to my rescue. Ring or no ring. Let's get that right. Let's get that right. So simmer down.
I ain't scared.
So we can finish our conversation, right, ladies? Okay, so like I was saying,
there's so many
options. There's so many options. You know what?
Crew.
And he want to eat tonight.
A few hats, and I got hair. I don't even care.
Hats is fine. Like
I call them hats. I got a whole bunch of wigs. a whole bunch of wigs because I refuse to cut my hair. I got some length. It's down my back a little bit, but my whole wish one day is, and I promise you this because it's just the funniest wish that I ever wanted, that somebody come up and snatch my wig off thinking that I'm bald head underneath, and all I'm gonna do is just shake my hair down and be like, "What you thought you was doing something, huh?" That's my
I'd love to be there for that.
It'd just be so funny.
I just want the bonnet though. Sis, take it off.
Like it's too many wigs out there, too many toupees, too many like Daryl said, little tattoos.
Y'all got products.
Edges and shit, Yo,
y'all got products.
You can get braids, you can get locks, you can wear your natural, you could
right.
Yo, niggas is doing this shit now. These niggas is getting dreads and shit. And nigga.
Yo, niggas got lace fronts, and I done seen the video where dude he was bald headed, and the next shot he had dreads straight down his hands. I was like, what's going on? And he looked at cold blooded. He had the fresh lineup and all that. I was like,
man, they taking 50 years off these niggas. Off the rip.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm rubbing scalps. Okay,
straight like that.
Listen,
hand all up and through that.
But how is the brotherhood receiving them weaves? Because y'all ain't telling y'all brothers that ain't a good look for y'all. Y'all like where y'all get that done.
Lineup that drinks make it razor sharp.
So. Okay.
It's ridiculous.
That no spray with the razor sharp lineup.
Right.
I know because
the Insta spray. The Insta spray.
My daughter is
but that goes to the point though. That go to the point.
So okay.
That go to the point. How did we get there in society where the men are starting to care more about their appearance than the women? Like that is new to me. You
can't tell a woman.
They feminine side. They're getting in touch with their feminine side.
Now see that's what we're not gonna do tonight. We're not gonna do that. That we not doing. We're not doing that, Nikki. No, Nikki, we ain't doing that.
Listen, but it's true. It's true. Listen, because we out here in pajamas, pajama bottoms, and no bras. When most of us need to have on some kind of support. But listen, I am a proud member. We already been here. Proud member of the Big Titty Committee. What we not gonna do is ever see me out in public without a bra on. It'll be a sports bra, a cotton, a wire. It'll be something with some support. What we seeing is we're so comfortable with the laziness.
Yeah.
And just comfortable with being lazy as women. And again, I get it, sis. If you got to take your child to the bus stop and you got to put something on real quick, jogging pants work.
There's no excuse for the bonnet.
You still can take that bonnet off your head when you going to the bus stop. Put a scully on instead.
Who we gonna tell? Because half of these women are not listening. So if I'm trying to adjust your crown and say, sis, you a 30, you a 40 double D, put a fucking bra on. Don't come out in public like that again. Do you honestly think, even if I say, listen here, sis, I know sometimes like it's rough in the morning, but put that bra on. Your kids don't need to see you.
She having
like 2 extra arms just dangling.
All night long. What do you mean? It's time for some support. She was letting her nuts hang all night. No. And since you up now, you gotta support these things now that you up.
I just listen. We done seen too many issues with women.
And that's why your back hurt. Because you letting your nuts hang. Now you know. Now that's why your back hurt. Because you don't got that support on. Because you was being lazy.
Just stop being nasty. You know that shit don't look right.
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 In my I roll over, I see what I look like when I get up in the morning. Come on now. Let's stop playing.
Like, stop it.
I don't even listen. Mm-mm. You said you know what you look like when you roll over.
Know what you look like. Come on,
Get yourself together.
You get yourself together, right? Absolutely.
But so when did that become cool though? Like
What?
no, like really, because you see it all the time. You see
I don't
that shit
know
all
when
the
it
time.
became cool.
Just
Like-
any old kind of way.
Yeah. Like we used to, I'm gonna say some shit and they'll probably get me in trouble, but I don't give a fuck. Like that's the kind of shit we used to see out of white people all the time though.
Yeah, they come
You know what I
outside
mean?
with
And
videos
we used to always be like, well, shit, niggas ain't coming out like that. Niggas always stepping out clean. We ready? Like, no, like it used to be the white people you see walking out in the pajamas and shit, or without the bras and shit like that, or
And we would refer
just
to it as
unkempt.
being trashy.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Like,
But now it seems like that's this thing to fucking do. Like when it, like you all
I
on
don't know.
camera and shit, and this is what you want to do.
They too
Like, and then you want to complain because don't
Don't
nobody
care.
want to treat you right, nigga? Like, look how you
You didn't
treat
treat
yourself.
yourself right.
right. Because you're not gonna tell me you rolled over and put on a fresh pair of pajamas to come outside in.
Yeah, right.
No, you're not with that
Yo.
chicken grease on it. You know you're not.
Right.
Facts.
Roll
Ain't
over
even
and
thought
grab your
about that
pair
piece of it.
pajamas.
So she's dirty too.
Right. So you just
Yeah,
dirty.
you wearing the pajamas that you wear to bed outside. You ain't putting, like she said, you ain't rolled over and then jumped into a fresh pair of pajamas and came outside. No, you had them on all night already.
Them furry shoes that look like house shoes that they be parading around in with the bonnet. I hate it.
Yo, these bitches be out here looking like mammy.
Oh, wait a minute,
Like,
wait.
They be looking like old mammy, like the
Wait a
old
minute.
slave movies and
Are you
shit. That's how they be
talking
looking.
about these?
Yours look classy, baby. I'm
Them
okay.
motherfuckers right there.
These little flip flops is really cute.
Pour water on it, it's gonna pull up like a carpet.
Oh.
Oh my God.
I cannot.
Now we get into the brass tacks.
Right.
Now we get into the shits.
but who gonna tell these women? Because they come in, they in droves at the hair salon, at the hair store, looking a hot mess.
Yo, listen.
Listen.
I was
They at the grocery store looking a hot mess.
Listen, I was at the hair store today. I went to go get these slides, right? At the hair store, but this chick came in. When I tell you, she looked the absolute worst. Like, why did you even come out to come? Why? Why did you even do it? I was so upset. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know her. I don't know her, you know what I'm saying, her life, what was going on or whatever. But my thing was,
I don't know her life.
Oh, you had on some real
bitch says look like she had a rough life.
Like, yo, really though, she came in with the bonnet on. Then on top of that, she had a black eye. Okay. Then she had on the two big pajama bottoms, you know. And I'm just like looking at her like,
I'm stressed out thinking about it.
What you coming in the store to get? You about to get dressed? you about to dress up? You about to get some makeup or something? I was upset though. That's the whole point though. I was just upset that she even came outside looking like that because she's like.
So I'm gonna tell y'all, ladies, something. So the last couple days I've been in a funk. Like, can't shake it, just not feeling like myself. And I had on these sweatpants. I knew he knew where I was going with these, right? I had on these sweatpants. And he was like, oh, Lord. Like, he saw me in these sweatpants. He was like, where did you find them? And I was like, oh, they was in the closet. I forgot I had these. And he was like, I need you not to ever wear those again. I was like, but I'm just around the house. He was like, ever again. I said, but they call boyfriend sweatpants. And he was like, ever again. Not in the house, not out the house, not anywhere. I don't want to see them ever again. He was like, I'm fine with yoga pants. I'm fine with anything other than that. He was like, unacceptable. So then, like, I jokingly was like, oh, because I got an orange pair too, so I can't wear the orange pair. And he was like, I'm gonna need you. He was like, because I had the bonnet on too, right? So he was like, the bonnet, those sweatpants, I can't do. He was like, I see it everywhere else. I cannot see it in my house. And I was like, oh, shit, I got to throw these away. I was like, and they all comfortable and stuff. And he was like, never again. Never again.
I had the nerve to be called fucking boyfriend sweats. I called them motherfuckers not gonna get a boyfriend sweats, nigga. Like, that's what they should have been called. Cause you ain't, no, hell no. Ain't no boy, you ain't gonna get a boyfriend. You keep wearing them motherfuckers. No.
So I learned my lesson. I was like,
I'd rather you just keep the robe on. Don't put them fucking things on. Just keep the robe on. You ain't feeling good? No, I get that. Every day ain't gonna be stellar. I know you ain't gonna get did up to the nines every day, especially when you're not feeling good. Now, we done been together 25 fucking years, and so I know this. I done seen them type of days. But them motherfucking sweats, though, man, them motherfuckers ain't, no, I couldn't do them.
Yeah.
And I got up fucking set when she said she had another pair.
Oh my
No, the
God.
fuck you don't. You better get rid of them. You out your fucking mind. No, we're not doing that.
You ain't got another pair.
Girl, I was proud. I was like, I got an orange pair, and I got the matching t-shirt. And he was like, not ever again. Nope.
Not in
You
this
talking
house.
about we gonna fucking be matching? No, the fuck we
I
not.
was like, I'm gonna match you when you wear your orange sweatsuit.
The fuck we not?
He
No.
was like,
No, you're not.
I was like,
I'm mad now. Just the whole conversation just got me pissed off.
So I'm telling you, my crown can be fixed, even adjusted by him. So I've learned that I cannot wear those sweats. I already knew he ain't like the bonnet.
You got rid of them motherfuckers?
Yeah, I threw them in the garbage.
Thank you.
They ain't even make the wash. They was
check.
brand new, never worn before. I was just like, well, I ain't gonna give them to somebody else for them not to get a man either. Listen, I'ma just throw them in the garbage.
Looking out for your
on
sis.
that one. So we joke and we laugh, but the truth of the matter is, like, we can tell each other this stuff. Like, we can fix each other's crowns, but I wish that there were more women who were open and receptive to hearing some constructive criticism so that they can get it together, so that we can get it together.
Right.
So, anything else
Y'all listen.
that
Liz covered that on the other show. Y'all don't listen.
we ain't talking
Y'all
about
listen.
you
Y'all
and
listen.
Walter this conversation, and we do listen.
Well, y'all left me out the conversation
We-
tonight, so I'm going to talk.
Yeah, well, you feel left out because it's about time. I'm always on the podcast with nothing but men.
Well, lie.
I'm not.
Mm.
So listen, I need to have more conversations like this with my sisters. So I'm inviting you all back so that we can touch base and discuss topics that are important to women.
I got
So as topics come up, let me know so we can bring it to the green room and we can discuss it openly and have fun and give encouragement to each other. Do you have a question?
I do.
Go ahead.
Like, because y'all had this whole conversation, but like, I wanted to hear like examples of some shit, like, so I can get a picture of what we're working with. Like,
Why is it so difficult for women?
no, like some of the shit, like some of the examples of what, y'all talking about when you try to adjust somebody or like a situation or something that you guys have been in to where it was just too much friction with another woman or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Like, or when other women just wouldn't support y'all. Like what kind of examples we got out there?
Well, from a business standpoint, I'll tell you, just the lack of sharing of knowledge for anyone who's an entrepreneur. Like, and we discussed this on the last podcast. Katrice should be able to come to me and say, hey, I know that you're doing XYZ with your business. Can you help me out? Without me feeling threatened. We got 4 different products going on. Like, I'm not in her same, products, and she's not in mine. Why can't I share that information with her? Why does the next person always have to feel threatened? Shit. She's selling candles, I'm selling clothes. Why can't I tell her, what format or platform I use so that maybe she can help grow her business? Why can't I put her on? The same thing applies. Like, if somebody say, oh, girl, that's a cute, them cute earrings you got. Where you get them from? Oh, I don't know. Why can't she go out here and be cute too? Right. I bought them from the dollar store, sis. Right. I got them from the hair store up on Genesee or whatever. It shouldn't matter. The point being is we feel so threatened by the next that we refuse to share information. I know people who I say, oh, your nails look nice. Who did your nails? They refuse to tell me they nail tech. Like, I'm going to take their slot or their appointment to get their nails done.
Damn, that's cutthroat.
Yeah. It makes no sense. Everything with women seems to be a threat. No, I can't share information with you because you're going to take something from me. That is not how this goes. I'm trying to put on another Black business owner. I'm trying to give money to somebody else. And you sitting here blocking that gift. That's the part that I have problems with. I am not your enemy. If anything, I'm an ally and an asset. And that's how all Black women need to start moving. We are not enemies. That's just one of the issues I have.
I agree.
I agree with that.
I definitely agree.
Okay, so I have a question. Something has happened to me recently with a close person. And so far, the responses that I've been getting, I'm like, okay, people can't just think like that. So I'm going to say what happened. And then you ladies just kind of tell me what you think, if I'm tripping or not. I just got married 3 years ago. We don't have any children. I was a teacher, so I kind of tell people that's like a natural birth control. I'm good for right now. And one of my girlfriends is having a baby, which is going to be my second godchild. And I had asked one of my girlfriends, we kind of talk like, don't talk often, but when we chop it up, it's like it never left, or that's what I thought. And it's about little ones. So I hit her up and I'm like, hey, are your little ones in daycare? Did you, homeschool them, or, like what happened? Asking, because I was with her when she had her first baby at 14, 15 years old. So it kind of was like I almost experienced it with her. Like, that's just how close we were. So for me to ask her, I'm kind of like, I don't have little ones. I don't live in the same place as my friend. So I'm asking you. She answered me. Everything was perfectly fine. 3 days later, what made you ask me about my parenting decisions and, what my children are doing and such and such? And I said, oh, I already told you it was for, my god baby. And, I felt like you were a good person to ask. Girl got mad at me. She got pissed. And the conversation was so weird. I didn't even know how to take it. I'm like, did I do something wrong? I'm trying to ask my other friends who have little ones, because I'm like, maybe it's something that I don't know right now, but I thought it was okay to ask. I didn't, throw out any information or anything. I'm like, and even after I said it's for somebody else, you still kept asking me stuff. One of my girlfriends was like, sometimes people just do that. They just find things to pick on. She said, you see, it took her 3 days to, basically bring it back up. And then one of the things that she said to me, which kind of bothered me, and this does have something to kind of do with women, is a lot of my friends do have children. For some reason, people naturally think I don't want to hang around them because they have kids. And they'll literally single me out. And I'm like, well, what the hell is that? I'm like everybody's auntie. I know I don't have children, but I love children. I just don't have them because I don't want them right now. I'm trying to just, get stuff. I feel like I'm still newlywed. It's only been 3 years. People always pressure you, have kids. I'm like, just because I don't want them right this minute doesn't mean that I don't like them and I don't like you. So that's pretty much the thing. What was up with that? I don't understand.
That's weird. What?
Okay, it is.
So
weird.
let me tell you, women, we picky about our kids. So you start asking questions about kids, it literally is an attack on our parenting skills. So what you asking me for? What, you don't think I do a good enough job? Like, you ask a whole bunch of questions for you not to have kids. Like, I read between the lines when people, do something like that, because it wasn't right away. It was 3 days later, like you stated. So she had time to sit and mull over this. And instead of picking up the phone and calling you, she texted you back, right?
Yeah.
Words got lost in translation. She read more into that question than it should have been. And this is the part where anytime I receive a text and I don't understand it, like I say this all the time, I got one aunt, right? This one aunt, she texts everything in capital letters. And I swear to God, if she could change the color on her keyboard to red, it'd be red. But everything in capital letters. And it always looked like she's screaming at me. She'd be like, I need you to call me right now. And I'd be like, why is she yelling? She ain't really yelling. This heifer's on capital lock all day long. Yeah, she don't know no better. Like, she 70 years old. Everything is in big letters, probably because she needs to see. But when I read everything at first, it's in big letters, and I hear all I hear is her yelling at me. But then I also took a step back and was like, she talk loud too. So she type loud, she talk loud. She ain't really screaming. That's just how she get down, right? But what I did was I picked up the phone because I got in my feelings. I was like, this heifer always yelling at me. What the hell is she yelling at me for all the time? So I picked up the phone and I said, hey, auntie, you mad at me or something? And she was like, no, girl, what? I said, because you always in capital letters. I feel like you yelling at me. She was like, girl, that's just me. I'm always on capital lock. I was on your phone? How do you lock your keyboard on the phone that is always in capital letters? Like, I was confused, but
mine used to be
if
like
I
that.
hadn't,
Mine used to be like that. Mine used to be like that too. All of mine used to be capital letters. And then this one girl said in the Black Girls Talk group, she was like, why are you screaming? I'm like, talking about screaming. I ain't screaming. She was like, you got everything in capital letters. I was like, yo, if you can look at all of my posts, go all the way back at all of my posts. I was like, all of them is like that. I was like,
but you see how the perception was you were yelling.
But I wasn't.
But if you read it and you one of those people, you would feel that way. And this girl, like my aunt, is, if I had picked up the phone and said, hey, I feel some kind of way about, like, did you mean to say it like that? The answer would be no. To me, that's based on maturity. I know that words get lost in translation. I know that sometimes when I type, like, I'm speed typing and my response to you might have come back faster than normal. And it may have appeared as if, like, I jumped on you with my response. Nope, not really. I just had a free moment, hurried up and typed it out and sent it to you. And now you in your feelings. Call me so we can talk it through. Because sometimes words get lost when in translation, when it's just words. Like you don't hear my tone behind it. You might think you hear me being angry or being nosy or being judgmental behind those words. But really, that's not the case. And I think most people, if you notice, most arguments today are over text messages. Not because we had a conversation, but because you text me some shit and I got in my feelings. And instead of being an adult and a woman and calling you up and saying, hey, Canada, what's up? Because I didn't know how to take your question and what's going on. You working on a project? What's going on? Instead of me asking the right questions, she allowed that to stew a little bit. She got in her feelings. And instead of coming to you having an adult conversation around it, she allowed that to fester. And now she thinks that you're attacking her parenting skills or lack of that. And how dare you, because you're not a parent. You see how that went?
Yeah, it definitely does make sense when you said it like that. I was just confused because I felt like I explained myself in the beginning and then she just kept giving information. So for me, I'm an open and honest person. In my head, I'm like, okay, if she feels like that, it seems to me it would be common sense of if you don't want to say nothing, you stick up for yourself and just say, hey, I don't want to talk about that or whatever. I just felt like it was weird to, like you said, let it wait 3 days later. I'm like, we could have been had this conversation. You just had a whole conversation and you let it sit instead of you just, I have a thing with people keeping things bottled up, which is why I don't talk to people because I'm just honest. I just would have been like, girl, I feel like that's not your business or, whatever.
But you know what you're going to have to do now? You're going to have to be the bigger person and call her and say, hey, I think you took my line of questioning out of context.
Right.
This is what my intent was. And you're going to have to verbalize that to her because she read way too much into that text message.
Well, some of them I actually did, now on Facebook and Instagram, they got the little voice thing, even though you're not on the phone, you can do that. So I definitely did that. And she didn't say anything else because what I said was very well said. So I feel like she kind of feels funny now for the fact that she got upset. So she actually didn't say anything else after that.
Oh.
And see, this is the sister. This is the sisterhood, right?
Right.
Don't leave me a voice message. Call me because you my girl. I don't want to hear the voice message. I want to hear you in real time. Be like, hey, I'm checking in on you. We good? And she gonna go, oh yeah, girl, we good. And then you watch her actions after that. That's how you do that.
Right.
Because you can sit after I've been in my feelings, I'm still in my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It happened.
Yeah, that's true.
It took 3 days for me to get in my feelings and allow it to fester. How long you think it's going to take for me to drop it? Right. Everybody just don't drop shit and be like, well, fuck it, I'm done, and walk away. Some of us ain't made like that. If it took her 3 days to respond, it's probably going to take her 6 days to digress.
True.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the part where maybe you need to take a more personal approach with that one.
Okay.
And see, where else can we do this? Because Nikki in the sister group, we had one issue over a joke. And it got way out of control. And you was on live coming out of pocket. And I was like, don't hurt him, sis.
I gotta chill out because, I'm getting too old. Like, the way I went on that live, was really unnecessary. Like I had said, it was real unnecessary for me to go to hard like I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have had a heart attack on the live. Like, dead serious. But that, I tried to stress, you know what I'm saying, a lot, that everybody got a right to their own opinion. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying, my whole point with that joke. Everybody got, a right to their own opinions. But when you start bashing her on her post, you act like, she tagged some lady in it. She didn't tag nobody in it. It was a funny. That just like any other funny that been put up in that group. You know what I'm saying? Isn't there other, jokes that been put up in that group? Why they talking about skin color and bashing and all of that? It been like gay stuff that been put up in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't say nothing about that, but y'all going hard over this post. And then y'all start, dogging her on the post. Oh, I'm not having none of that. That's
but see, that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, we can't even laugh with each other anymore.
Right.
Well, what was the post? I need to know now.
No, the post doesn't matter. It was a joke.
It was a joke.
Just like this morning, I sent out some fuckery. I don't know if you saw it. I put fuckery on one of the Facebook groups that we're in. Mm-hmm. I put that out there today. Like, I shared it. It was funny. Mm-hmm. And it can be also taken out of context. Right. I thought it was hilarious because I was like, if I have to see this, everybody else need to see this because I'm ashamed that I saw it and everybody else need to witness it too. It was just one of those moments. But we can't even laugh together as Black women.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't even see the irony behind some of the stuff that's out there.
And that's why I really got upset, you know what I'm saying, about that post. And that's why I got on there and I said, you know, this ain't nothing but comedy. This comedy. This ain't towards nobody or degrading no ladies in this group. Where is y'all coming from, coming on here? And then all the reporting, oh, you know how I feel about the reporting. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to shut our group down. When you can get in my inbox and we can chop it up. I done said that mad times. You know what I mean? So, you know, delete, block, you gone, done. It's over. I ain't getting in your inbox and asking you why, nothing. I see that you reporting something, it's going down.
That's to the point where I'm saying words get lost in translation. So you then had to go live and do that.
But there ain't nothing to get lost in no translation in that group because it's in the group rules. You know what I'm saying? That none of that disrespectful and dogging each other, that's all in the rules and everything. And I done said it mad times on different lives. I done said it mad times. They already know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I done came in, rah, on the lives about, you know what I'm saying, the reporting and stuff. So that's why I'm not telling you nothing else. Y'all already know. Y'all know. So when you decide to report, know that you deciding to leave a group. Because
listen, don't be putting us in Facebook jail.
The whole group
in Facebook jail.
No, you ain't in Facebook jail. No, you gone from the group. You blocked and deleted. Yo, ain't no coming back. Yo, it's over.
Just said you banned.
Yo, it's a wrap. Jail. Okay, jail.
Especially Martin people gets to stepping.
Yo, you gotta get to stepping. I don't do that reporting stuff.
I know.
You can get in my inbox and we can chop it up. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about, you know what I'm saying, what your ass hurt about. You ain't gotta let everybody else know that your ass hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. You ain't gotta let everybody else know. That's
if you gotta scratch, you better scratch it. But I don't need to know about it.
You doing too much, so now you gotta go. Yo, you know I'm not having that. I'm not gonna argue with nobody on no post or nothing like that. And just like anybody will say, oh, Nikki, you taking this, being an administrator, you know what I'm saying, to hurt you ain't even getting paid for it. Right, you're right. I'm not getting paid for it, but guess what though? You gone. So we're not even discussing nothing no more because you already know what the rules was. And I am the enforcer, so.
So, and that's in a group of Black women, people. I'm painting the picture that it's so hard for us to just laugh and be social with each other without the judgmental pieces coming in or not being able to handle lighthearted conversation that we should all be able to joke and laugh about or ignore it. Because if it ain't your cup of tea, then keep scrolling. Scroll up. Scroll left, scroll right, but you don't. If it ain't for you, don't.
Just keep scrolling. You don't gotta let everybody know that your ass hurt, that you ain't like this post. Get on there, take your time to comment something. Oh, this is distasteful. Who approved this? You had to get on here and say all of that. Oh, because you wanted to be seen on the post. Now you ain't gonna be seen at all.
Right.
So ladies, before we end, I have one question and I would like for each of you to answer the question. And I don't care who goes first. But my one thought is if you could say something to a younger Black female about the importance of sisterhood, what would it be?
The importance of
don't all jump in at once.
Unity, sticking together, having each other's back. If I could do something for you, let me know. If you can do something for me, I'ma ask. Hopefully you can help me. Hopefully you won't, you know what I'm saying, turn your nose up at what I'm asking you or you being nasty or, you know what I'm saying, because you think I'm going to be better than you because you're trying to help me or something like that. Hopefully we can do this together and bond. We can make connections. We can make business connections and all types of stuff. That's a sisterhood. Let me help you to help me.
It's important. We need it. You know, you can't walk through this world and think you alone. You need to be able to talk to somebody who understands you. And as African American women, we should be united, stronger than ever. So with so much going on in the world, it's never been more important to love each other, to help each other, to adjust each other's crowns and be there for each other. You know, I would tell them to understand that no matter what, I'm your sister. Look at me as your big sister. You need me, I got you. But when you right, when you wrong, sisterhood don't mean that you can take. Sisterhood mean I'm pouring into you, you pouring into me. And we never too old to learn anything.
Amen.
I think I would let the younger person know that sisterhood is important because you need to build your own support system. I learned 20 years ago when I called my cousin, hey, guess what? This is what's going on. She was like, let your support system know first. And so you need to be able to have someone that you can depend on no matter what. Hey, girl, I just got fired. Hey, girl, I just got a promotion. So therefore, you can have that extra support. I mean, your family won't always be supportive. So sometimes you need your outside people who don't know your past, that just know, the you are now. So I think that's important.
Be comfortable enough with yourself that you can embrace other good qualities. Don't be a hater. Be comfortable enough with yourself that you can say something to the next girl, oh, I'm proud of you, or I'm this, or I'm that, and still feel comfortable with yourself so that you ladies can work on it together. Don't be a hater.
You stop hating, yes.
Right.
B, was you gonna say something?
Mm-hmm. I would tell them, smile, bitch. Smile.
Shut up.
Come on.
I can't with you. I would say that we need to be open and honest and loving towards each other. Because we got enough going against us as is. We don't need, when we're fighting our own brothers, our Black brothers, we're fighting the world. And fighting, in our jobs and everything else is going against us. The last thing that we need to do is to be fighting with each other. We need to be open to love and loving ourselves and loving each other. And I think once we kind of get that down packed, everything else will sort of fall into place. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an exciting episode of the Urban Green Room podcast. I need to thank all of the lovely ladies, my sisters that have joined me for the conversation today. Katrice, Canada, Ashanti, and Nikki, you are always welcome back on into the conversation. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me for this conversation. And with that, I am your girl, AA.
I'm your nigga D. Lewis.
And this has been an excellent, exciting, and loving conversation with just the ladies. We kind of kick D to the curb.
Smile, bitch. Smile, bitch.
Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And this is the Urban Green Room, and we are out.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Urban Green Room podcast. Let's keep the conversation going. Hit us up at urbangreenroom.net or on our Facebook or IG page.
I always follow them.
Tell us what you think about today's conversation. If there's a topic you want to discuss, let us know. And by all means, tell a friend. The Urban Green Room podcast, giving you something to talk about. Until next time, we out.